We're back here with another stream. So as you can see, if this wants to work right, Kuma's here for Street Fighter from Street Fighter Monster Hunter. This video is gonna be really interesting. It's gonna be fairly quick and it'll be straight to the point too. We're gonna explain basically how to unlock Akuma the quickest way as possible, just so everyone knows. And we're gonna also show what Akuma does, some little neat tricks about Akuma, and all that stuff. I'm not going to actually show the mission, like all the missions leading up to the main mission, but I'll at least show off like all the main mission you end up doing at the end. I won't show up like the stuff that leads up to it because I've already done it. I don't think I can make it happen again technically. But yeah. But I would say it's definitely one of the coolest missions I've probably done in a long time. And probably one of the best collaborations I've seen in a long time. As far as like making it interact with everything per se. So let's get right into it. Into the game. And if you have any questions about anything, let me know as you're watching the video. As you're watching the video too. Okay. First of all, let's talk about how you get the character first. Let's talk about how you get the character. So as far as unlocking the character, the first thing you have to do is go to the oil basin. This part is probably the most important part you gotta do. Go to oil basin. And once you get the Azul, the announcement after, I am doing Riles of Ether stuff next after this. So it starts at what, 6:30, so I should be able to do it. So you end up talking to one of the people here. But then after you talk to him, it starts this mission where you have to find the carcass. And when you do the carcass mission, these are the two places you gotta go. There's the upper and lower carcass, right? There is one on number 5, and there's one on number 11, which is like the lower half. One would be like guest bros, one would be showing Rattle trying to figure out like, oh, what has happened. That makes it so you can avoid the part you don't know. That avoids you trying to have to figure it out. It's straightforward. Okay, right? Then after you do that, you gotta go to the lowest level on the basin, wherever, right? And then on the lowest level, you'll find Akuma. He's like down here somewhere. And after you find Akuma, he'll explain you why he did what he did. He's like, I'm fighting for the fight of honor and all this stuff. And then he's like, I won't stop killing these monsters until you prove your worth to me. Akuma freaking rage and demons you. And then after he does all that, you get the mission. Then you fly. After you do this, you do all that stuff and talk to him and everything. You then go to the Grand Hub. Once you get to the Grand Hub, you get a mission. You have to talk to it's not the regular option quest or assessment quest. There's a quest over here at the counter. The arena quest counter, right? And this is what leads into what we're about to do in a little bit. You go into arena quest and you see all these different missions here. But the one you want is the mind strength. Both of these will do the same thing. One is just a lower rank version. This one's a higher rank version. This is just to kind of test your strength. There's no difference between the two. Other one, this is easier. This one's harder. This one may consider 2 people versus the 1 person. But when you do this mission though, you'll get this thing called the Street Fighter 6 ticket and the Pinnacle coin. The Street Fighter 6 ticket is probably the most important thing you need. You need a total of like 6 of these. And once you get 6 of these, the coins and stuff, then you can unlock Akuma. You get that and you gotta get his and this stuff and that's it. And the way it works, Akuma's kind of like a layer armor sort of scenario. So I'm going to do a fight so you can see the fight. Now after I do the fight, I'll go over what the moves do. And then that'll be basically it for this. And then we'll jump into the next thing we're trying to get into. So that's the quick synopsis. All these YouTubers did all this crazy explanations. I got straight to the point. But let's do the demonic strength. And these are weapons that give you to start out. These are pre weapons they give you, and you can start with these. And based on what you start with, that's what you do. But now you're about to see Akuma in action. And the cool thing, there's voiceovers for him too and everything. So here's Akuma. The way Akuma works, and I'll do the initial part, and I'll go more in depth once we get back into the training room. Basically, if you look here on this tab, the bottom carouseling ride out menu, I'm not talking about this one, the one where you do this. Not that one. And these little ones you get from paying for the DLC. The main one with this assisted combo Akuma comes with the character, and that's free, just so you know. So the way it works is when your weapon is sheathed, if you hit square, triangle, or circle, after you hit square, that's what causes attack. So he goes like this, into the Godoken, this sort of thing. And this is basically a whole new weapon at this point. But it only works if you have this armor on and you have the assisted combo on the character. And every attack has to work after you hit square. You can only do it after you hit square to go into his mode or whatever. That's how it kind of works. And then the other thing you have to make sure you equip is the Godoken. If you do it right, it'll link right there. This is your slinger ammo. And this is very important too. Once you do this, when you hit this, and you hit the lock-in mode in R2, he does the regular Godoken. Not a Doken, but Godoken, which is a Akuma's word. If you hold it, you can charge just like game. So you're basically playing Street Fighter 6 stuff. And there's sure you can stuff. I'll get more in depth after this, but let's do the mission though. Because that's what y'all came here to see, right? And you fight a tempered version of this monster. Time to go crazy. They have the demon slide and everything. Uh-oh. And he also have his focus attack too, his drive rush, which is in the game. And then as you do this, it builds a meter on the bottom right, which can prompt you to your Rage Demon, which I'll get into in a second. And like I said, this only works when the weapon is sheathed. Watch this, guys. You ready for this? Watch this. And there's the Raging Demon. You gotta love that. He does, but I'm about to get wrecked in that battle. I think it's this way, I mean. And you can still attack with the weapon you want to. I'm not trying to use a weapon. You can still do this and stuff like that. If you want to too. But the main thing is running. But when you have the weapon out, you can't go into the other mode. Like this has to be locked in. This is combo move. This demon slide slick. And the Rage of Demon only works on his wounded area when you land out of that move too. There we go. Let's do this. You gotta love it. Demon slide. Hadouken. Hadouken. And the cool thing, it actually does like real damage to the monster, which is what makes it cool. But if you have the raid element, you got the other. You can do mess like this too. If I can get it right, not this one. This one. There's a Shoryuken for you. Get away from me! He's not a fan! Come on, buddy. There we go. Crap, I switched this back. I'll explain that part in a second, what I just did too. Yeah, I get the blast on off myself too. Here we go. Whoa, and he's knocked down. And that's how you defeat the monster. It's pretty straightforward to the point. You gotta do this 6 times. Get the points. That's pretty much it. Metsatsu. So that's Akuma for you. And then you get these coins here, the pinnacle coins. And you get the Street Fighter ticket, what you need to take the smithy for what you need. And I'll go to the smithy thing, and after I go to the smithy, I'll show you the actual his moveset, how it works. The whole moveset. Even this, there's secret stuff to the character too. So after you do all that 6 times, you go to, where's the smithy chick? There he is. You come over here, you go to Fort Armor, and you go to the very bottom. It literally says Akuma. This is layered armor. You buy as once, 25,000. But if you look at how much each thing costs, it's not that much. And they'll say Satsuni Ohado, and then you'll get this moveset. Which will say them, which would be the ability that says something along the lines of this. Hold on, let me see something. It'll be called Mastering of the Fist. Increases power, special actions, drive impacts, can trigger offset attacks, further increasing the power of offset attacks. And this is what it should look like when you get that. And you just get his armor in with that. So it's pretty straightforward. It's nothing too complicated as far as unlocking what you need to do. Now let's get into train. Now let's get into train mode. This is when things get really interesting. Seeing what I did, how I did everything. Hit the wrong button. This is a good day for streaming, guys. It feels weird doing this all over and streaming more and more. I definitely need to try to do this more when I can. Okay. So here's Akuma. Couple things about Akuma. It only works when you're wearing his armor. Let's get that out of the way. Now, the motions like the, if you do this, like the gesture mode like this, and all that stuff, you don't need armor to do that. And that you don't need armor for. Now let's see what it says on the and also you need some help with it. If you go into the play guide and go on weapon controls, well, it's not there. It doesn't say the Akuma thing. Why doesn't it say Akuma? I thought it was under here. Is it basic controls? There it is. Basic controls Akuma. Here we go. This is stuff you need to see. I'm not crazy. About the demon combat that welcomed into Satoru Holland being his quest to become the ultimate master in fists. Abilities. You can equip the primary weapon effects, the attack power, and Akuma's actions. Additionally, wearing Akuma's full armor set further increases attack power compared to using only the layered armor. There's a difference. Adds offset attack properties to drive impact moves that add stun values assisted the combo attack, which is basically the Raging Demon and all that stuff. Selecting use assisted combos. Akuma item is performed by assisted combo 1. Start square, then hit square again to perform the combos. You can perform up to 3 attacks. Actually, you can chain them all together, or you can go back to back. But as long as you initially start a move, you can go in different ones. That's what they're not talking. Additional combos are mid combo, which are triangle with 2 chains assist, or assist combo chain 2, which is with the circle button. Things to know. The triangle version basically goes into a kick version. Going to the little punches at the end. The circle combo though. And this shares the same binds with knife attacks, though. The circle one, though, goes into the Tatsumaki, which you saw here in this video. An attack that can be formed, attack can be formed by selecting drive impact item bar, which you don't need it once you go into combo, which there's a manual button, which is L2 and R1 without doing it. You can only perform this attack when the drive gauge is full, which is that gauge you saw on the bottom right, which I will show you in a second. If you hit a monster wound or weak point, you'll perform the Shangu Satudo, which is basically the Raging Demon. With Akuma's full armor set equipped, this attack gains offset capabilities, triggering Son Goku Satuo offset attack will expand the drive gauge. And this is the Raging Demon. Secret technique overwhelms the opponent melee attack, effectively exploiting weak points of the monster. There may only be another way to pull off this move. So when they say there may not be another way, this is the part I'm talking about where there's actually secret attacks in the game. There's actually a button push to do this. I think it's like square, triangle, circle to do it. But I'll tell you in a second. Drive gauge fill over time. When the full, you can use drive impact. Triggering the move or an offset attack will expend the drive gauge. Wearing the full armor set gives drive impact offset capabilities. Okay. Go Shoryuken. A gesture performed by uppercut attack. If used after the last move of an assisted combo, it becomes more power. Go Shoryuken. Register as a custom ride-out menu to gain quick access to the gesture remote. There also may be another way to pull this off, which is cool. This is a little Easter egg to put in the game. And then Go Hadouken, which you saw me do, or holding L2 and then hit R1. But it only works if you have it loaded as slinger ammo. But it says it can also be used during combos, which they mean the square combo, which you've seen before. So that's Akuma in a nutshell. Now let's get to beating up the machine. So you got a couple variants of moves. So you hit square, which trigger the triangle and the circle ones, right? But if you tap it square, or let me do this one, which is going to the full Go Hadouken variant. If you do the whole combo, it automatically charges full. Then you have square version. When you hit triangle, does the 3 punches. But then you have this version. If you hit square and hit circle, you go into the Tatsumaki. And if you hit, and you have the slinger ammo equip, which you just do by highlighting it. He puts it on. Once you switch back and hit hold the lock on button in R1. Wait, why are you not doing it? Oh, sorry, L2 and then hit R2, it'll do this. If you hold it, it goes Godoken, which is kind of cool. And you can do this an infinite number of times. You can spam this too. It has its own separate set of damage too. And the other move they're talking about is if you do it at the end of this move, you can go do stuff. That's the special animation I'm talking about. But that's only after you do it at the end of the combo. And then you also have the demon slide. If you do it and then combo and dodge, you get this slide too, which is kind of cool too. So there's a little bit of stuff there. And like I said, all this can be only accurate when you're not holding a weapon. And of course, if the monster is in wound state, which I'll show you that right now, it'll trigger the drive gauge. So if you do this, that's the drive gauge scenario. But if you have the monster being weak, which you'll see in a second. So the monster is in the wounded state. When you... Oh, I got hit ply stage. Then this happens. So you do this. And you can chain into this. Oh. Then this happens. And there's your Raging Demon. Now you want to know how to do the Shoryuken. Now, from what I remember, you have to hit the Shoryuken motion before, I think, the last act. With the left joystick, so it's like... I think it's afterwards, though. It's not coming out. Let me see something. I know. The secret home. There's a way to do it. Like, I'm not crazy. And that's when this gets a little complicated. Give me 1 second. Secret. Turn this down real quick. Hold on, give me 1 second, guys. Get the click in? Is that what it is? It's not working. Try this way. There it is. And then there's another thing where you can do with the there's the Raging Demon scenario. So if you hit the Raging Demon part, you have to hit square, square, 4, triangle, circle. But it only works if you have full meter. So you have to have full meter first. So build the full meter. And that's how you do it without doing the drive rush. That's another secret one they don't talk about. Some people say wiggle it at the very end, but it's like, nah. So just square, square, and that happens. Like I said, there it is. And you saw that, I think that's not on wound though. Let me see. I'll see if it's not on wound. Let's see if on wound, if non wound would change differently. Okay, so now let's try it. Seems like now. So it doesn't work though. So that move has to be landed on wound. It's just the difference is if you do it that way, it kind of eliminates the other scenario. Cause that's what the motion like. Square, square, 4, triangle, circle. It's a little Easter egg, or you can just do the other variant, which is that, and that triggers it too. There's a little knot there too, so. There we go. So, there's Akuma for you. So, there's a little bit about Akuma. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned a little bit about how to play him, how to get him up and everything. Like I said, this is straight, sweet to the point. So, if you like what we're watching, please like and subscribe. We're about to get the stream. We're about to turn off the stream again. We're about to get up to see this Vinny thing or whatever I missed out on. So, y'all like and subscribe. Give me a second to come back, and I'll see you soon. Peace. Give me a second.